Today I'm going to show you how you can get the best pitch correction and manipulation out of your vocals or any other sample by using reTune. reTune is an easy-to-use, real-time polyphonic pitch correction plugin that will let you correct or manipulate the pitch of any audio material. You can correct single instruments, vocals, or even change the key of an entire song. I recorded some raw vocals to set as an example, and this is how it sounds.
Sometimes I wake up by the door. That heart you called must be waiting for you.
So now let's load reTune here and see what we can do. As we load it up on our vocals, you can instantly see the UI. It looks quite simple, and here's what you gotta look at. If you're not sure of the key of the song that you're working on, you can click this button here where it says Learn Key, and reTune will give you the exact key of your instrumental or vocal. Here's an example with a simple piano. You can now accept the detected key and start working on your sample. In case you want to set the key manually, you just gotta click here at the top part and select the correct key you want for your song and its corresponding scale. In this case, we would click on C sharp and then for the scale major. If you want, you can transpose the detected key, in this case C sharp major. You just gotta click here and select one of the scales from all the scales that reTune presents you with. And then you can use the transpose button right here to start going up or down.
Sometimes I wake up by the door. The heart you called must be waiting for you. Even now when we're already over.
Pretty cool. Right now, if we were to play our vocals, nothing would happen. So in order to correct the pitch, you need to set the pitch correction knob right here. I'm gonna be setting it to around 80 to 90%.
Sometimes I wake up by the door. That heart you called must be waiting for you. Even now when...
And you can see that we instantly start getting some pitch correction. In case you want to turn this into something a little bit more complex, you can also set the mapping individually for each key by drawing on the UI and selecting the notes that you want to be corrected or that you don't want to have any pitch correction on. Not only is reTune great for pitch correction, but you can also use it for one of its most unique features, which is to change the key and scale of a polyphonic stereo mix. In this use case, I'm going to use the piano I've showed before and change its key and scale. Sounds pretty good. Let's get back to those vocals. So now to fix this vocal, and since we already set the pitch correction knob to around 80 to 90%, all we have left to do is to set these 4 knobs on the right. So the sensitivity determines how sensitive the pitch correction is. If you have it to a high percentage level, it will shift a large number of pitches, whereas if you have it to a low percentage level, it will only shift the most predominant ones. Since I sang this a bit bad, I wanted to have a higher sensitivity.
Sometimes I wake up by the door. That heart you called must be waiting for you.
Moving on to the transients knob, it will intensify or reduce the transients level on your vocals. Most of the times you will probably want to keep this at 100% so none of the transients are changed. Here's how the transients knob effect can be felt by using a kick sample. Then the last 2 knobs are the smoothing and the dry wet. The dry wet controls the balance between the input signal and the output signal of the vocal. So unless you want a mixture of the processed vocal with the unprocessed vocal, I wouldn't recommend you touching that, but if you want to go for a more complex result, you can do so. Here's a quick example of how you can create a vocal doubling effect by setting the dry wet knob to a value lower than 100%.
Sometimes I wake up by the door. That heart you called must be waiting for you. Even now when we're already over, I can't help myself from looking for you.
I'm gonna keep it at 100% because I want the entire vocal to be processed. And lastly, the smoothing option here will determine how quickly reTune will shift pitches. I want to have it to a lower value so I correct enough of my pitch, but if you have a better sang raw vocal, you can set it to higher values. I'm probably going to put it to around like 20 milliseconds.
Even now when we're already over, I set fire to the rain.
Alright, and that should be it. Let's listen to our raw vocal versus our processed one.
Sometimes I wake up by the door. That heart you called must be waiting for you. I set fire to to the rain. Sometimes I wake up by the door. That heart you caught must be waiting for you. I set fire to the rain.
Let me know down in the comments what you thought about the final result, and don't forget to get your reTune copy so you can finally start sounding like a pro.